Obviously, Cowherd feels that Murray is the guy, will be the guy. Let's see what's up. Give me 1 second, man. Yes, man. 1 second, bro. Let's get it. You know, Cowherd, another guy who flips and flops with the Vikings. 1 minute he's on their nuts, 1 minute he's not, etc.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but it is interesting, is that there is a reason with most first-round quarterbacks, they get drafted because they have, it's not about their college stats, it's about their traits. If you're drafting a college quarterback based on stats, it's Tim Tebow, you're a hack, you should be fired. Like, you draft quarterbacks based on size. One of the reasons I always like Sam Darnold, big, thick, athletic, big arm, coachable, great traits. The minute he got to Carolina at the end, Minnesota, Seattle, he wins 75% of his games. Kyler Murray's not big, but he was a number one pick, and I know the GM that drafted him, Steve Keim's a buddy. He had great traits. He was the best high school football player ever out of Texas. He's incredibly elusive, and he's like Russell Wilson, but more athletic. He could have been a baseball player in the bigs. Throws a great ball.
What's your point, Cowherd? What's your point, Cowherd? Huh? What do you know about Vikings business, Cowherd? Nothing, absolutely nothing, right? Right.
But he's small. But what happens, and we see this now regularly in the NFL, if you get bad ownership, chaos, wrong coach, bad old lines, quarterbacks can look really bad. And I was saying this yesterday. If you put Matt Stafford and Kyler Murray together.
That's funny. That's very funny that Cowherd says that, though. But he's the same guy who sits up there like everybody else, like every other analyst, etc. He's the same guy who sits up there and wants to make J.J. McCarthy the scapegoat, wants to put it all on McCarthy's shoulders, why the Vikings perform piss poor majority of the season on offense, right? Boom. But he's sitting up here giving Kyler Murray an excuse. But like I say, they never mention the piss poor season KOC had as far as play calling type shit. But they're sitting up here once again giving Kyler Murray an excuse, all the excuses in the world. But they're ready to give up on McCarthy after 10 games in. All right, bet. Here we go.
Now think about this.
The hypocrisy, man, is crazy.
Stafford has had 5 years of McVay, great ownership, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, great running backs, top tight end groups. And yet, Kyler Murray, who's had one Pro Bowler ever for a year that was a Pro Bowler on the O-line, ownership shaky, front office now, yikes, average rosters, Kyler Murray not only has the same passer rating, a significantly higher completion percentage, and much more athletic and elusive than Stafford. And we all know Stafford's going to the Hall of Fame. So do I think Kyler Murray's better than Stafford? No, I think Stafford's better. But it shows you, and Matt Stafford, by the way, had Calvin Johnson, like outside of Randy Moss, probably the best college receiver I ever saw play. So my take isn't that Kyler Murray's going to be a Hall of Famer. It's that he was a distracted guy from baseball to video games, went to a bad organization that didn't have kind of the ability to get his act right? Like, he is one of those guys that will be as good as where he lands. Now, there are guys like Andrew Luck or Josh Allen. They're going to win everywhere. There's guys like Fernando Mendoza. He's going to be ethical, good kid, work ethic everywhere. May not be great. Kyler's one of those guys, to me, that's very dependent on landing spot.
I mean, at the heart of it, every quarterback is.
Hold up. And I think he might say that, but isn't every quarterback dependent on landing spot? What the hell is Cowherd really talking about around yonder? Every quarterback is dependent on landing spot, dog, period. You look at Ty Simpson. He was very dependent on landing spot. No shit, Sherlock. Duh. I mean, hell. Every quarterback wants to go into the best situation, the situation that fits him the best, potentially, period. So what are we talking about? Landing spot, bro. Come on now, Cowherd. Stop it. Tom Brady, everybody, every quarterback, the best to ever do it. Damn near every player is dependent on landing spots. Now, you got some players here and there that can adapt anywhere, adjust anywhere, good or bad situations. But majority of the time, players want to go to the best situation possible. Duh. Let's get it. Here we go.
Is, depending on truly how great you're going to be and are you going to win Super Bowls or not, it matters where you land. But trying to use these like blanket completion percentage and passer rating and comparing quarterbacks in this very general vague lens is an absolute silly battle. It's just an absolute silly battle when you're talking about teams that are asking their quarterbacks to do such different things with such different rosters, even comparing somewhat different eras, considering how long Stafford was playing with the Lions and kind of how football was played. Stafford is not like he's necessarily gone through like a million different generations of football like Tom Brady has, but like he's definitely experienced two different eras of the NFL for sure. And it's the same reason why that we can look at stats and see like, oh wow, Geno Smith has a high completion percentage and Tua has the 5th best passer rating in the NFL.
Doesn't matter. Are you winning the big games? You can look at Kirk Cousins stats and get thrown off by Kirk Cousins stats, be deceived by Kirk Cousins stats. No cap. But the motherfucker ain't won one big game in his life. He's not a winner at all, period.
NFL, right? And it's just like, okay, what do we do with that?
Here's to making 50 your best decade yet. Don't let age define your next chapter. So the other day I'm out and this guy comes up and I'm thinking he's probably one of...
Right? And so it's just like those types of stats, those types of moments. I actually had a video that I made, I think like last summer. I forget exactly when. And I kind of did a little bit of a deep dive of like, how do we actually evaluate quarterbacks? And how do we make sense of quarterbacks that we know are not great? Like it's something that we all agree on, right? It's not like we're not trying to debate, who's better, Lamar or Josh. Like it's not those types of conversations, but just like we know that we don't think that this quarterback is great, yet he has a higher passer rating than a quarterback that we absolutely all know is better, right? And a higher complete. And it's just like, what do we do with those types of things, right? How do we make sense of that? And there's no real easy answer unless you are watching and breaking down the film of every single snap. And it's why stats are so great, because I could just be like, well, what are the stats of this quarterback of the last 3 seasons, right? And that's why I often do just focus on the most recent history, right? Like sometimes depending on the discussion, it makes sense to look at things farther back or whatever it is, depending on the conversation that we're looking to have. But as like a general rule of thumb, like I really am only ever going back the last couple of years, last few years. Like it depends on the conversation as a whole. But to me, and I've criticized not criticized Matthew Stafford, but I used Matthew Stafford's lack of success with Detroit and his lack of, playoff success until he got to Sean McVay and the Rams. Like I use that as a reference to be like, see, no matter how great you are, you still need support. And that is kind of counter to Colin right here, where he's like, no, some quarterbacks work wherever you want. And it's like, yes and no. Like Stafford would have always been a great quarterback, but like winning Super Bowls, like winning all these playoff games, like you got to have the Pukas, you got to have the Cooper Kupps, you got to have the Sean McVay.
Like I say every time and 1,000 times, brother, system matters, period. That's why they call it a system. They call it a system for a reason. You cater to your quarterback. You put your quarterback in the best system, bro, period. What the fuck? Come on now. Just like they try to say, oh, Brock Purdy, only reason he's successful because he's under Shanahan. Shanahan put the right team around him. So, and that's what the hell you're supposed to do for your quarterback, especially your rookie quarterback. What the hell we talking about here, bro? This is football, the ultimate team sport. You want bums on the field? No. You want the best players on the field, period. What the hell we talking about, man? Every quarterback is looking for the best situation to be in. Like you said, Matthew Stafford could probably have went anywhere and performed well, but coaching matters. You know what I'm saying? Coaching definitely matters. Like we saw the difference when he was in Detroit and saw the difference when he went to the Rams. Man, Cowherd just be capping and yapping, man. You know? Yeah, here we go.
Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I just think we have to be kind of careful how we make some of these comparisons. And I'm not going to act like I have it all fleshed out because it's tricky. It's again, I know without a shadow of a doubt, Matthew Stafford is a significantly, yes, I'm saying it's significantly better quarterback than Kyler Murray. And I don't care what passer rating or completion percentage shows me based off of his time in Detroit versus his time in, Arizona or, whatever exact metrics Colin was using there. It's just like, I don't care because I
Big facts, no cap. Here we go.
I'm using the eye test. I'm using what I watch and what I see, the level of difficulty of the throws, the types of plays, etc. And that's also a thing with someone like a Stafford, where Stafford is a pure pocket passer, right? He is a pure pocket passer that unless you have the right coach or the right receivers, you're never really going to truly show what you can do. And I would say earlier on in his career and back when football was not played the way how it is, like I'm sure the types of throws that he was making and the things that he was doing, it's kind of similar to basketball where like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, like their shot selection, like it wasn't all about finding the open shooter. That it was just take your shots, like muscle up. Like it was the shot selection was just completely different. And it was like, yeah, man, just keep shooting, keep shooting, keep shooting. Like it was a different style of play. So comparing that makes no sense. And I would say that football is there's some similarities there in the, in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, etc. that I would say that we're kind of having here, where that's not necessarily the case in the modern NFL. So I would just, again, I'm just going to emphasize that. Like to me, and this is what I had said, I guess whenever there was like the real conversations about Kyler Murray coming to Minnesota, like Kyler will be better with Minnesota. I do.
So what's your point? Of course he'll be better with Minnesota. Should. He'll be better with a better KOC as well. JJ McCarthy will be better with Minnesota this year. What are you talking about here, man? He's coming into a better situation. He should be better, of course, but it depends on which Kyler Murray you're getting as well, dog. Okay.
Believe that. I really do, but it's not, from my viewpoint, necessarily going to be this difference maker. Are there going to be like potentially wildly exciting moments and moments when
motherfucker, they don't even know who gonna be starting, motherfucker? Heavy, you hear me? No cap. Everybody just crowning Murray off the rip. Comment way down. That's what I'm saying. They don't really know about Vikings business, man. This is a real competition. This is a real battle. Just like Murray can come in and perform better, McCarthy will come in and perform better. This man had a full off season to grow and perform, and working with John Beck in a healthy off season. You think he won't grow and come in better, bro? His arm is already better than Kyler Murray's arm right now. It's easy to say, oh, Kyler Murray is better. Tell me how. Tell me how Kyler Murray is better than JJ McCarthy right now. Compare last season, compare the season before, etc. Holmes. Stop it, bro, for real. Stop riding his nuts. Get off his nuts. Let him breathe. Let him breathe.
You're like, I think this is going to work. Like, oh my gosh, like this is going to work. I do feel that way. But I feel like it's a cousin of how sometimes I watch Dak Prescott. And this is not a knock on Dak. I'm just using it as a reference point of my own little journey with Dak of evaluating him over the years. There's moments that I watch Dak and I'm just like, man, this guy is an awesome quarterback. I'm like, he is a top quarterback. And then I watch plenty of other moments when I go, I don't know what you were doing here. Like you're never going to win with Dak as your quarterback. You're never going to be able to consistently win with Dak as your quarterback. And it's just like, he makes some awesome plays and some terrible plays. He has some awesome moments and some terrible moments. Now, make no mistake about it. There's truth to that for any quarterback. Stafford, Mahomes, Josh Allen. There's plenty of moments when you're just like, that was an awful play. That was a spectacular play. But it all depends on
If my goal was to lose my embarrassing gut and get ripped in 2026, and I had a crazy business schedule, I'd do these two things. First,
how many great plays and how many bad plays, right? It's just like, what's the math add up there? And there was always spectacular potential with Kyler because that is the type of player that he brings. That is the type that he brings. But when you're also talking about a Kevin O'Connell offense, like you are looking to play a very buttoned up, let it rip offense, but it's just.
Yeah, you don't know that, homeboy. See, once again, you don't know too much about Vikings business to really be speaking on Vikings business. Really, you or Cowherd heavy. We don't know what the offense will look like. KLC could come in and run the ball heavy. You understand me? Period. So he's sitting up here talking about how KLC's offense is. How do you know what it will be? Did you watch the last 5 games of the season, huh? I guarantee you didn't. I guarantee you or Cowherd didn't. So we don't know what's up. It could be a totally different offense, totally different scheme coming into next season. He probably don't even know about Frank Smith being a new addition in the building. I guarantee they don't know about Frank Smith in the building. Heavy. Yeah, bitch, yeah. Get up here talking, capping and yapping. JT, he just talking, assuming what the hell going down in the boogie downtown, man. Here we go, bro. He's starting to get on my. He's starting to piss me off like Cowherd pissing me off, dog. You hear me? No cap. Big biscuit head, punk chonk. He up here just capping and yapping, man. When it's convenient. Here we go.
It's just going to be very structured. Very on script, on time, and that's not the type of player that a Kyler Murray is. That's not. And like he brought up Russell Wilson. That's kind of a perfect example because I think it was either last year or the year before that. I assume it was probably when Russ was playing with the Steelers and was having some momentum. Greg Cosell was kind of talking about that. Like, Russ was never quite a timing and rhythm type player, that's not really his strengths, et cetera, et cetera. And it's just like, you could see why the game kind of moved beyond him a bit because you could see how offenses started to be run and how play callers started to call plays that like you needed that. And unless you can really get by with your athleticism, once that starts to fade, there's kind of nowhere to go. And the more structured you are and the better you are at playing within that structure, the more success you're going to have. And I would say like that's like kind of like the biggest concern with a Kyler Murray right now, where it's just like you're going to ask him to play in a way that's like not his normal basis and not what then maximizes this offense and maximizes Kevin O'Connell's vision as well. That is why Sam Darnold can have a ton of success because he can play within structure. He can do that. And that's why he was able to thrive with Kevin O'Connell essentially instantly. And same thing with Clint Kubiak.
He thrived the regular season, bro. Calm it down. He didn't thrive in playoff time. We seen him have bad games as well, bro. And the reason he didn't thrive in the playoffs was strictly because of KOC and his piss poor play calling, bro. Period. You compare the difference in Sam Darnold in Seattle and the Sam Darnold in Minnesota, it came down to coaching, bro. Period. Yeah, it came down to Clint Kubiak play calling and Kevin O'Connell's play calling, period. Yeah. You know it. We know it. Here we go.
Kubiak, et cetera, et cetera. And so, again, no doubt are there going to be some moments when you're like, wow, Kyler Murray absolutely bailed this team out or bailed this play out, bailed this drive out, whatever it is. Like you're
once again, assuming Kyler Murray will be the starter. Once again, assuming McCarthy won't be the starter. Here we go.
You're absolutely going to have those moments. And that's great in the short term. But again, I look at the Minnesota Vikings through the lens of the long term. I'm not looking for them just to be like, okay, can they right this ship? Can they get back on track? It's like, no, how do they position themselves to win a Super Bowl? How do they position themselves to win, at the minimum, the division, right? Not just be a more entertaining watch.
Run the ball more. That's how. What you mean, how? Run the ball more. Be more consistent on offense. The defense gonna hold it down, handle that business, that Ben Naive for real. He talking about how do they do this, how do they do that? Run the ball, Jack. Be physical, win the trench game battle. Period. Yeah, bitch. Yeah. He talking about how they gonna do this. We know how they gonna do it. Have a more balanced attack. Period. KOC picked up from where you left off last year. Stay out of your ego. Think about the betterment of the team. Yeah. Here we go.
And yeah, they're a contender. Like there's certain teams where I'm just like, yeah, no, they're a contender. And like, that's good enough. It's like, yeah, no, they're a pretty good team competing. It's going to be fun once they're in the playoffs. It'll be interesting. And that's who I think the Minnesota Vikings can be with Kyler Murray. No question about it. But it's just like, I don't put them in that box because of how close they've been over these years and the teams that they've built and how much I respect the franchise and the roster and some of the big playmakers they have and Kevin O'Connell, etc. and Brian Flores. I'm like, no, like what? Like, these are the moves that you need to be able to understand.
I mean, you respect what about KOC as far as being a coach? I mean, as far as his performance in big games, what do you respect about him? What do you know about him in general, dog? What the hell do you know about Kevin O'Connell, dog? Period. He hasn't won one playoff game in 4 years. So what do you mean? What do you respect about his coaching? Do he seem like a good guy? Yeah, this and that. Cool, you know. Great leader of men, great speaker, all right, bet. But what else? What else besides what the media shows you and tells you? Yeah, I must know, or I must know. Because he sounds like another one of them KOC nut riders. Put all the blame on McCarthy for last season and put no blame on KOC. Yeah, he sounds just like Cowherd, man. Yeah. Cowherd and the rest of them. They want to make McCarthy the scapegoat. Here we go.
To get you to a Super Bowl, to win the Super Bowl. And I still struggle to see that with Kyler Murray. So I think it'll very much just give me the sense like, you know, again, kind of like, and again, these comps are not saying that they're this type of player. It's the feeling I get when I watch them. And Dak may have not been the best example. Baker Mayfield, I think I made this comp before, where it's just like, it's very much kind of like a Baker where there's absolutely moments, but I'm like, all right, like this is, yeah, man, that's good. That's legit. You know, like that is genuinely an awesome play. And then you go on a stretch where you go, oh, nope. See, this is exactly the quarterback who I thought he was. Like even I got fooled. For
every quarterback has good moments, bad moments. The question is, majority of the time, what type of moments are you having? Period. We saw it last year with McCarthy. He had some great moments, some phenomenal moments to be exact. Then he had some bad moments, of course. Certain factors played a role, but hey, no excuses. He got to get better. He got to grow. He got to get better in the NFL. So he keeps saying the moments, bad moments, good moments. That's part of the game, part of the process, Holmes, in general. Let's get it.
For a second. And I think that's the box that Kyler Murray finds himself in. Right. And that's the same thing with Baker Mayfield as well. Geno Smith in the past. Geno Smith has obviously lost his luster a little bit. And it's who maybe people thought Sam Darnold was. And he had to prove that wasn't the case. He had to prove that wasn't the case. And he did. You know, and he did. And again,
why did he prove it? Yeah, why did he prove it? Because the team he went to helped him prove it, Holmes. Put him in the best position to prove it. Yeah. Come on now, bro. Stop it. All these guys forget the one main factor is coaching, play call and scheme, etc. Come on, man.
Maybe you can say that'll be Kyler Murray, but it's just like, I don't know how much Kyler has actually grown as a quarterback over these years because he constantly relies on his playmaking abilities, his athleticism, etc. It's not how you grow and evolve in the NFL. It's just not. And, you know, how will he work with Kevin O'Connell? It's going to be really, really interesting. But I'm telling you right now, what can make Kevin O'Connell special, what makes him great as an offensive coach is having a quarterback who can genuinely execute his offense. That's why he worked so well with the Kirk Cousins. That's why he worked so well with the Sam Darnold.
Yeah, he put effort in as well. He put time in as well. We see what happened when he worked with JJ McCarthy, you big biscuit head, punk chunk. Bitch, yeah. We seen what happened when he catered to McCarthy. So why don't you go over there and ask KOC that? Why didn't he cater or work with McCarthy like he did with Kirk Cousins type shit? What the hell you mean, bro? We saw what happened the last 5-6 games of the season when KOC got his head out of his ass, got out of his egotistical bullshit ways, and he started stepping up for his quarterback and putting in more time and effort with his quarterback. And you add running the ball more in there as well, and you saw what happened. Come on, bro. Stop it. JJ McCarthy can run an NFL defense. He can run KOC's defense, period.
Right. It's why he works well with those types of quarterbacks. And it's why the Sean McVays and the Shanahans consistently want those Kirk Cousins. And why you can
Who wants Kirk Cousins, bro? What are you talking about? Nobody want motherfucking Kirk Cousins, bro. If they wanted him, they would have got him. You bimbo head punk chump, you jailhead jive turkey jack, huh? Yeah, he talking about Kyle Shanahan wanted Kirk. He didn't want Kirk. If he wanted Kirk, he would have had Kirk. The hell you talking about? If Sean McVay wanted Kirk, he would have had Kirk. The hell you talking about? You know it? I know it. Talking about that's why they like having Kirk Cousins. They don't like having him, boy. Huh? You got Matthew Stafford and you talking about he wanted Kirk. Shit. Kyle Shanahan would rather have Mac Jones than Kirk Cousins. The hell you talking about, my boy? Only team who want Kirk Cousins is a desperate team. Or a team that need a quarterback to come in and help mold and develop a young player at this time and moment. Just like the Raiders. They drafted Mendoza, they brought in Kirk. You think they want Mendoza to be hurt? You think they want to play Kirk Cousins for real? Especially in a big game? Come on now. Stop it, bro. For real. Here we go.
Throw in Phillip Rivers because they execute the vision of the offensive coach. They run the plays as advertised, as they're supposed to be, as scripted, and they run them at an incredibly high level. And then you
a high level win, regular season win, dog. A high level for what? A few games? What happened during the playoffs? What happened during the playoffs, dog? I ask you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, these dudes be bozos, man, for real. He probably never heard one hut hike in his life. Yeah. He ain't never made a tackle in his damn life. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He ain't watched one Vikings game for real in his damn life. I guarantee it. No cap. You know what I mean? Early. Here we go.
Have the other category of quarterbacks who that's not their strengths and they make up for it in other aspects, right? But it's like,
show ass up.
What do we got here? So it'll be interesting. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Kyler Murray having something to prove? Will he have a career year with the Minnesota Vikings? And then
hell no, he won't, because McCarthy gonna have a career year. That's who, Holmes. Talking about what Murray got to prove, this and that chip on his shoulder. What you think McCarthy got to prove, huh? How you think McCarthy feeling, huh? Take the what and leave the what? Everybody making it about Murray. Oh, Murray's ready. Murray got to prove this. Murray got to prove that. Oh, Murray's mad. Murray's mad. The fuck? You think McCarthy ain't mad? You think McCarthy ain't using this as fuel to the fire? Come on, bro. Stop it. Here we go.
Does that matter? I really want to know, Minnesota Vikings fans, where are you at right now with what you expect from your team and what do you demand from your team? Is it just to make the playoffs, win a playoff game? I'd be happy with, getting to the NFC.
See, so that's how I know you don't know about Vikings business, real Vikings business, man. He talking about what you expect from the team, what you want. We want a Super Bowl, punk chomp, huh? Hell no, we don't want just a first round exit again. The hell you talking about around here? No, who the hell he been talking to? He been listening to too much analysts, too much ESPN bullshit, no bullshit for real. He talking about what do you want, Vikings fans? We know what we want, Holmes, early. Want a motherfucking Super Bowl ring, Jack. Yay. We want a fair competition in that QB room. Yay. The hell he got going on around there? Asking dumbass question, bruh. Stop talking to fake Minnesota Vikings fans. First off, you listen to Cowherd too much. You're damn near trying to be like Cowherd Jack. Huh? Yeah, boy. Stop playing, my boy. SKOL Vikes. Get your ass up out of here. Punk chomp.
Championship game or something, it's just like, where do you stand right now? What are your expectations? Like, what do you want to demand from your franchise, considering how the last 4 or 5 years or so have unfolded? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fight.
You don't know about Vikings business, period. You don't know about Vikings business, period, Jack. You hear me? Heavy. That's the bottom line, bro. No cap. So you take your ass over there with Cowherd and go agree with him. We expect greatness from the Vikings this year. That's what, my boy. We expect a real fair competition. That's what, my boy. Early. Here we go. Tired of these dudes coming in here, man. Spin like a talking crazy work about damn Vikings, man. Here we go, bro. They don't know nothing about Vikings business, but always speaking on Vikings business, bro. Here we go. Let's get it, bro. I'm finna drop the link, man. Finna drop this link. You want to come rock and roll with me and lock in with me probably for about 20 minutes, man. Like I say, when the first person come in the chat, the timer stop and the timer ain't stopping, period. Here we go. Let's get it, bro. SKOL Vikes. Got one more segment to get into, then I'm going to get up out of here for sure. Here we go, man. Let's get it. Here we go. He say Cow Turd needs to calm down on the nose candy. Dude is the epitome of a 10-on-2. Here we go, man. Asking oneself, how is Murray better than McCarthy? Would take someone being themselves, which is a hard thing. Separate the fake from the authentic. Good point, EJ. Let's get it, bro. Let's go, man. SKOL Vikes, man. We go. Norse in the building. My dog Norse in the building. What up, bro? SKOL Vikes. Let's get it. Let's get it, man.